Hello again, welcome back to the 22nd floor for some more Football Spy Online. We told you yesterday about the battle for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Now it really is beginning to take shape. More on that later, but first a couple of the tips that you've been sending me from around the world. I've got to tell you, Mr. X in Germany got an excellent strike rate. He told me first about Galatasaray's interest in Lucas Nil and the Arsenal interest in the Fulham defender Chris Smalling. Now he tells me that Manchester City are having a very long look at the Hamburg defender Jerome Boateng, who can play in any position across the back line. He's 21, he's got a release clause in his contract of around £12.5 million. The only problem is he's worried that he might lose his place in the German national side for the World Cup because he may not be considered first choice at City. But we understand he does want to play in the Premier League and he will definitely make the transition, if not this month, then in the summer. Now we can tell you there are lots of reports in France suggesting Manchester United have opened talks with Toulouse for the powerful midfielder Moussa Sissoko. If you don't know anything about him, he's 20, he's widely regarded to be one of the best midfielders in Europe, and by all accounts he was instrumental in helping his club finish 4th last season. He's believed to have had an even better campaign this year, attracting scouts from all over Europe. Some news to confirm for you that's broken this morning, and Birmingham understood to be in for the Spurs striker Roman Pavlyuchenko. Ambitious for them, QPR have completed the signing of the midfielder Nigel Quasi following his release from West Ham. The 31-year-old former Scotland international returns to his first club 12 years after leaving to go to Nottingham Forest. Bad news for Chelsea. They've announced that midfielder Michael Essien will be out of action for up to 6 weeks after returning from the African Cup of Nations with a knee injury. Birmingham manager Alex McLeish has confirmed his interest in signing the Rangers striker Chris Boyd. Middlesbrough boss Gordon Strachan hopeful that winger Adam Johnson will remain on Teesside when the transfer window closes. Manchester City, Chelsea, Sunderland and Wolves all been linked with the 22-year-old winger whose contract runs out at the end of the season. Yes, let's have a look at the papers. We told you that Spurs had made the first move for Ruud van Nistelrooy some time ago. Then yesterday on the Mirror Football website, we told you about West Ham entering the race to sign the Dutch striker. Today, all the papers have picked up on the story. Here's the Sun. They say there's big money on offer for Van Nistelrooy at Upton Park, but the story's moved on even further still, with the German club Hamburg entering the fray, and Van Nistelrooy's agent Roger Lind suggesting he's more likely to move there. Real Madrid already told him that he won't play again in their first team. Talking of strikers, and the Mali and the Mails say that Wigan are moving in for the highly rated Villarreal striker Marco Ruben, who's 23, been banging them in for the Spanish club. Telegraph say Manchester City have made a £15 million bid for the West Ham wing-back Ballon Barami. I'd say that's too good for them to turn down. The Mail also say that Sunderland have bid £1.5 million for the misfit Aston Villa defender Habib Bey after clinching the signing of the Sheffield United defender Matt Kilgallen last night. We told you about that yesterday. And this, I've got to say, is the most interesting story of the day for me. Everton in for the supremely talented Marseille winger Hatem Ben Arfa. He would represent a massive coup if they were to get him. The Times say that German club Wolfsburg have entered the race to sign Philippe Senderos from Arsenal. Everton and Celtic already leading the chase for him. And Fulham have revived their interest in the young Roma forward Stefano Okakachuka. That broke down earlier this week. We told you about it on Monday. This is a Sun story about Adam Johnson being targeted by the Premier League big boys that we told you about earlier, who really does have a big decision to make. We have a winner in our competition to win the Footballs 2, actually. Hannah for her video message and Dan Ferdinand for his. Not enough time to bring you those messages right now. If we upload them, then basically the video takes even longer to put out. But we will bring them to you on Monday, and suffice to say the Footballs will go out to both of you. Thanks to all of you who sent your video messages in. I'm going to start a new competition now. I'll sort out a prize for you over the weekend, but we want to know who you think will be the most expensive signing of the window by the time it closes. There's still just over a week to go. It ends on Monday. February the 1st at 5 o'clock. So who do you think will be the most expensive signing by then? You don't have to tell us what club they're going to go for. Just tell us who you think will go for the most money. If you get it right, and we pick you, of course, then you win the prize. You already know how to get in touch. Post on YouTube or email us at spy@mirror.co.uk. Also, we're missing your pictures from around the world. Last summer you inundated us with them. Now send us some more showing us where you're watching Spy from. Get them in and we'll feature them on the show. Yeah, it's time for your messages, and to Tarera on the Daily Mirror channel, no, we don't think Dimitar Berbatov's going to miss the rest of the season. Also on the Daily Mirror channel, Nisa Dream, no, Fernando Torres won't be leaving Liverpool. Rafa is finally bringing in some decent players with Maxi Rodriguez joining, and the club confident that they're going to get Marwan Shamak on a free transfer from Bordeaux. On YouTube, this traction's asking about the Spanish midfielder sensation Sergio Canales. Everyone's asking about him. He plays for Racing Santander, and although Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester United like him, it looks very much as though he is on his way to Real Madrid. Words thinks that Sir Alex Ferguson at Man United should go back in for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Can't see that happening myself. And to Manchester, lots of numbers. I did see that Italian reporter try to grab David Beckham's crown jewels. I wonder what would have happened if a man had done that to a woman. And just in answer to your second question, yes, Manchester City are indeed in the market for more midfielders. But my question to you is, where are they all going to play? They've already got a really good midfield. I wonder where all of these players that Mancini's going for are going to play. To Quest, I hope I answered your question about Liverpool before. Thanks for your nice messages. I know Matthias De Federico is not going to Anfield. And to Dan CFC, I think you'll agree now that given the problems that Scott Brown is having at Celtic, he is now on the way out. Just before we go, a couple of bits of breaking news for you this lunchtime. The exciting young Manchester City midfielder Vladimir Weiss has joined Bolton on loan for the rest of the season. We were telling you last week that Owen Cole really does like him. And the Hamburg defender Guy de Mel, he's ruled out a move to Sunderland, despite claiming that he could have doubled his wages by moving to the Premier League. That will now not happen. There is more Football Spy, however, for you on Monday, and I will see you then.